Well, I figured this is a good topic for right now. I want to go a little further in detail with it. I've made some suggestions that there's a possibility that they could go cashless worldwide. That is one of the world NWO wants. We already have that going on in Sweden, but not all of Sweden, just parts of it that have gone completely cashless. That is one of the NWO agendas, is to do away with cash, but does that mean it's going to happen now? No, it doesn't. Could it happen through the virus, the phony virus? Yes, it could. So I wanted to take a little deeper look and see what I see going on around me. Okay, and so here we are. Fear of the corona tainted dollars allow a new front in the war on cash. So there you are. Here's an article I wanted to show you here that I run onto. Oh, am I even recording? Yes, I am. It wasn't showing me it was recording, so excuse me. Normally I can tell when it is, so I had to double check myself and see if I actually was. Anyhow, so I want to show you this here. As you can see, just friendly reminder, we do not take cash, right? We accept all credit cards, okay? This is just one place. Okay, the signs begin appearing around Seattle in the windows, okay, of Dick's Drive-In, the city's Ionic burger chain. Yeah. And certain as we ask, please pay with credit cards, debit cards, if possible, okay, rather than cash. Well, see, this comes from the paranoia. Just like the toilet paper run, comes from paranoia, okay? It comes from being so scared over what your TV set told you. Nobody's presented any evidence anywhere that corona even exists. David Icke says that what they're doing is they're looking for a bacteria that a whole lot of people will naturally have in their body. And that's what the test is testing for. And that if you have that bacteria, that means you got something on the corona, when that's corona's fraud. It is a fraud. I mean, last year there was an exercise drill from January to August of the very thing what we're going through right now. This is an exercise drill. Sure is. It's an exercise. It's fraudulent. I suggest we're going to go to August. If there's a little bit of too much push, they might drop before then. I see this being a power grab. I see this as bringing in NWO. But I don't want to say how far they'll go with it this time. They're banning certain as we ask people right there, okay, we don't need to go to free, you saw that. There's your suggested extra there. Then we go over here. If the disease is anywhere, okay, it's in that cash drawer. Workers are begging for customers not to pay in cash at fast food chains like McDonald's and Starbucks. I haven't tested that theory myself to see if this is true or if it's propaganda. I haven't taken cash and attempted to pay with it at a McDonald's or a Starbucks. I guess that would be something somebody might want to do. See if this article has any credibility to it, right? I don't want to say they're not, because this very well could lead to the end of your money. And I'm also not going to say it will. But I will say it is an agenda. It has been planned for a long time. And this would be the apple time to do it. But it don't mean they will do it just this time neither, now does it? No, it doesn't. Fast food workers worried that they could catch the coronavirus or spread it to others by handling cash at work has changed to remain open. Yep, there you go. More paranoia. That's what we got. Paranoia could lead to the cashless society. This is no lie. You're going to give them their wants through paranoia, okay? But let's go on, because I'm not going to read all this stuff to you. I'm only showing you. If you go do your own village work and start looking for yourself and expecting somebody else to do your work for you, okay? I'm not going to do your work for you. Nope. I'm done doing that for people. You're going to have to get off your own lazy butt and use your own fingers and your own typing, and you got to go look for yourself. If you're too lazy to do that, then there's no help for you anyhow. I mean, you know, we got fast food chains at Starbucks, McDonald's have announced new cleaning, sanitized policies. Okay, with McDonald's, soap allegation project to 5 times the use for March, while banning cash could hurt vulnerable people who do not have bank accounts. Well, yeah, banning cash could hurt people. Right? Vulnerable people who don't have bank accounts. Yeah, I could see it doing that. Customers who avoid using cash to pay via cards or mobile apps. Yep, get a bank account to do that, though. They're correct. Without the bank account, could get hurt by it. But as you see, it's more paranoia, right? Yeah. Then we'll go over here, okay? And here we go. Coronavirus and cash. Why consumers should, okay, be cautious, but not fearful of handling dollars. Okay, what have I said? Panic, paranoia, okay? So right here, full-blown panic, like it, okay, likely isn't necessary in the age of the coronavirus. But medical experiments, okay, say consumers should be cautious, particularly with what they do with their hands after pulling out a wad of cash or making a withdrawal from an ATM. Droplets release into the air when someone who's gotten infected catches a sneeze, okay? But it can also be contracted through the surface. We come into contact with, says Dr. Elian Foxman, the assistant professor of Yale's Department of Laboratory and Medicine. I like the fancy name they give these people. It really can stay on our it's really can stay on surfaces for like several days, including things like touch like cash, Foxman explains. See, now this I've heard before, that it can sit on hard surfaces, it can sit on cash. Now, if I didn't know about the exercise drill that really took place last year of a world pandemic with Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, or whatever you call it, Facebook, and of Amazon. God damn, I had his name in my head, now it's there. I hate that crap anyhow. So we'll go forward. And Human Services, Homeland Security, a Rockefeller, a Rothschild. That's right, Trump, Obama, Bill and Hillary Clinton. Let's see, Department of Defense, Homeland Security, all of these people, including your current president, was all involved in an exercise drill from January of 2019 to August of 2019. They did an exercise drill of a worldwide pandemic. And then suddenly we get a new year and wow, we got a worldwide pandemic. Yeah, they practiced it, now they're carrying it out live. It's not even real. But we got to go with the flow, don't we? That's right. And I'm only looking for things that, like when I said this, it's possible they could get. We could go cashless before this is all said and done. But it also don't mean we will. I don't know how much they're going to bring in, but this is NWO. They're bringing NWO in. Just like you had Agenda 21, which is real. Well, they've moved it up to 2030, because they knew they couldn't get it done by 21. That's why you have the new agenda called 2030, which is the same thing as Agenda 21. So if you're confused, go study Agenda 21 and remember they're one and the same. They only moved the date up because they wasn't able to get it in when they wanted it in. You know, a little bit of pushback from people can slow them down. I'm telling you, if you fight back, if people stand up for themselves, you can slow them down, and there'll be nothing of us stood up to them. We can stop them. And you know, it got slowed down to go from Agenda 21 to Agenda 30. So there you are, Agenda 2030, because they knew they couldn't get it in by 21. But I wanted to show you these on the cash because what I'm doing is I figured if there's a chance this is paranoia from people, it's a bad thing. If you panic and you're paranoid and you stop taking cash at places, they will take advantage of you and they will bring in their cashless society. And you will be at fault. Your own selves. So remember that. Don't be so damn paranoid, will you? Especially over Casper the Ghost. You can bring that pop up on me all you want. I'm out of there. Okay. Restaurants are encouraging cashless pay in an attempt to limit the exchange of germs. So we've heard this before, haven't we? And I made sure the dates all coordinated with what's going on, as you can tell. Because I'm not up here to feed you BS. I'm here to show you what's really going on behind the scenes so that we can get a better focus on, are they going to possibly replace cash through this? I say as long as the paranoia continues, as long as the panic and paranoia continue, then we'll help them bring in their cashless society. I say if the paranoia don't continue and people take cash as normal, then we're not going to see that come in just yet. That would be my opinion, okay? Now, I'm not going to say they won't bring it in for it's all said and done, but I also will not say they will. You need to understand I'm not giving you a definite. I'm telling you what to keep your eyes open for because the cashless society is one of the agendas of NWO, and believe me, we will be going cashless. I can't put a date on it. You got to understand that. I cannot do that. I would be a nut job to sit here and say, well, it's going to happen this year for sure. No, you ain't going to ever hear me say that. Okay? But I want to do a little bit further dig and put this in your face so you can see what we were looking at here. So restaurants encourage cashless pay and attempt to limit, and this was in March, okay? Okay, we're into April now. We got to watch and see. You know, they could lax up on us and let us think that we're going back to normal and then, oh no, it mutated or whatever. It's back and lock us right back down and put us through hell again. The numbers I've been hearing for how long this is going to actually go on is 14 to 18 months. If I was going to do a guest call, Trump told you on his very first speech, he told everybody on his very first speech on Corona, he told us August or September, didn't he? And that lines up with last year's exercise drill. Sure does. So the exercise that we're doing now, yes, last year's practice run for the exercise we're doing now, called Corona, which isn't real, that's why it's an exercise. That's why it was rehearsed last year. Okay? So, and that can be backed up. Just like, Tony Fauci on video, 2017, and he even says it in his speech that the upcoming new administration, the Trump administration, would be faced with a surprise pandemic during his administration. Now, he said that openly in your face before Trump was in office, and it's verifiable, backed up, and in your face. Okay, and people are still turning their back to that. Now, that's called right out stupid. You couldn't be any dumber. You are one of the dumbest, you're amongst the dumbest people on the entire planet to turn your head to that kind of evidence. You are complicit with your own enslavement and everybody else's because you are literally that dumb. The dumbing down worked on you beautiful. I'm not supporting journalism. Not in today's society. The majority of you are fraudulents and fakes. Mainstream media, you don't have no journalists. They have repeaters. Not journalists. They have order followers, repeaters. There is no investigative journalist in today's society. Any real investigative journalist in today's society is shut down. Because it don't go along with the lie, which they call propaganda. So we'll move on here. Okay? Retailers, careful handling cash. While who says currency doesn't transmit coronavirus? Okay, so we need to make up our mind, don't we? We have a doctor in an article saying that it can. We have people paranoid and panic saying it can. We have CDC saying it lands on surfaces and stays there. Well, I know it's a fraud, so there ain't nothing landing on nothing. But you see how we do this. Do you see how we can create confusion? That's why I kept this to show you. I wanted to show you how they create confusion. We have had so many stories on Corona. I think I've got every the stuff that I've heard on Corona from the beginning to now is off the charts. There's so many lies being told right now. So many lies. And so I put this in here because I want you to see how they create confusion with all their lies. Because you're getting no truth. That's right, you're getting no truth on this at all. Okay, a spokesman for WHO says COVID-19 team said that there is no evidence that the cash is transmitting the coronavirus, okay? So they don't see no evidence of it. Right, okay? Dirty money has taken on a new meaning as of the war on coronavirus, Some realtors are taking more protections when accepting cash during this pandemic. Oh, it didn't say planned? Well, of course it didn't, but it was. Oh, yeah. I'll never go back on that. We're not living in a pandemic. We're living in a planned-demic. You better get that correct. You say I'm full of shit? No, I'm not full of shit. I can back that up 1 billion times over already. I've got way too much work in it. And I can show one video that just puts you all to shame in seconds. And it's backed and verifiable that it was before Trump was in office. That's right, he had already won the election. But he wasn't in office yet because he didn't come into office until January 20th of 2017. And this man was up here before the 20th of 2017 telling you the upcoming administration, that's right, was going to be facing a surprise pandemic during his administration. Openly in your face. And you're going to say, oh, no, it's real. Yeah, it's real planned, all right. Oh, but they used a bioweapon. No, they didn't use no bioweapon. They used nothing. The only bioweapon they used was called propaganda. Operation Lie to You. And watch how dumb you are. Yep. Worked out pretty good, didn't it? Look at all the paranoid sheep running around panicking and biting on toilet paper up. Look at the hoarders running in on Horton. Worked out pretty good, didn't it? Scared the kajivas out of you sheep, didn't it? Bah! Oh, I'm sorry. Can't help but be that way. When everything's out there and it's so in your face and you're still unable to see it, I don't know what else to call you other than a sheep. Because you're sure not very bright. Whatever you got upstairs in your head, it definitely ain't working. It's not computing. It's shut off. Maybe it's drunk. Who knows what's wrong with it? But it's not computing. It's not working. Anyhow, for most, it really isn't working. Their brains isn't connected at all. I think it's still in the box with the installation instructions and was never hooked up. That's right. Their brains are sitting in their head in a little cardboard box with the installation instructions unhooked. Anyhow. So there's a look at the opposite end of it, okay? Or they're suggesting it's not. So here we suggested currency doesn't transmit it, okay? And then we have this one. Okay, get off there. Cash not accepted for this bridge. 2-2 what? There you go. So we've seen that supposedly Costco, McDonald's, okay, Starbucks is not taking cash. Okay? We hear that they prefer not to take cash, right? Monty Graff spoke a little bit about this last night. Places are starting, he's finding places that are starting to not to accept cash. I call it paranoia. I call it fear. I call it because you're sound asleep. But just the same, that very paranoia, if this was to become a thing, they will take advantage of it because they do want the cashless society. So you better be careful about how paranoid you are, okay? That's what I'm going to say about that. Or you may cause them to bring it in here real quick like. I'm going to play this thing out because that's all I can do, just like the rest of you. Because they show you signs of it going away doesn't mean it's going away, considering it was never here to begin with. Since it never existed from day one, they can carry this thing on for as long as they want. I suspect Trump told us when we would see the end of it. Don't mean it won't come back, but I suspect that's when we'll see the end of the corona thing. But I could be wrong. Because there is predictions out here that this is going to go for 14 to 18 months. And if they're taking things away from us, like, our freedoms and our rights, and because you all believe a lie is true, it's not going to be hard to boozle you people over and carry this on. Sure ain't. They can carry this on as long as they want. And you will do nothing about it. That's right, you will do nothing about it other than follow your orders and be panicked and scared. Isn't that right? Over an invisible nothing, over a lie, over propaganda. Oh, that propaganda scares me so bad, man. I wish you wouldn't lie to me because it really scares me. Yep, that's what I see going on. They say, oh, it ain't a lie. It's real. I know it's real. How do you know it's real? My TV told me so. Yep, that's how you know it's real. And you don't know nothing, okay? You're just clearly asleep. You know, somebody showed up in the live stream and says, I know 2 people has tested positive for corona. Yeah, but if the test is only looking for bacteria that 90% of the people have in them, that isn't even corona, it's just a bacteria everybody has in them. Okay, the majority of people have in them. If that's what the test is looking for, which I'm sure that's exactly what it's looking for, because it's no accident that you do an exercise drill from January to August 2019 of a worldwide pandemic with major figureheads involved, and then suddenly it's going to be a world pandemic and we got 190 countries involved, which is almost the whole world. Only 4 countries shy. Okay? So when you think about that, how is it that you had a practice run of this very situation last year in 2019, and as soon as 2020 hits, oh my God, we got a pandemic. Yeah. So I wanted to show that to you, and then I want to show you something else here, because I want you to see this, okay? Do you see what you're seeing? I hope so. Watch what you're seeing here.
My name's Alan Weil. I'm editor-in-chief of Health Affairs. We're very pleased to be a partner in this event. I want to add my thanks to you all for being here, and particularly my appreciation to Ashish and John for the collegial way we've put this together. We each bring great strengths to this topic, and I think together we do something none of us could do individually, and I want to echo Ashish's comment at the beginning that we hope this is the beginning of more, even if we have to leave the rarefied air of Washington, D.C. and Cambridge, Massachusetts to do so. It is truly my honor to be able to introduce our keynote speaker today. It is often said, just look at the bio. There's so much there, and indeed there is, but I think it's important that you understand, if you don't already, the great credibility and accomplishments of our speaker today, Tony Fauci, who's director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases at the National Institutes of Health. As you'll hear in his remarks, he served under 5 presidents, which I think is quite relevant to the conversation we've been having already this morning. He was one of the principal architects of the creation of PEPFAR. He's a member of the National Academy of Sciences, the National Academy of Medicine, many awards, including the National Medal of Science and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Dr. Fauci has 43 honorary doctoral degrees, author, co-author, editor of more than 1,290 scientific publications. He brings experience and credibility and perspective. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Fauci.
There you go, guys. Oh, do you recognize him? Oh, you should. He's the puppet running Mr. Trump right now. He sure is. You seen him with the Trump? Haven't you seen him in the press conference, the brief conferences? Yeah, you have. Okay, let's listen up, guys.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I've spoken at after-dinner speeches and intra-dinner speeches, but I've never spoken to a line of people waiting to get their food. So it's nice to have you. Anyway, it's the idea that we are now a few days away from a new administration obviously prompted the...
Oh, no, the idea that we're a few days away from a new administration. Trump's not even in office. Oh, that's right. Obama was still in office.
Really extraordinarily, very enjoyable, and I'm really pleased I had the opportunity to listen to the panel, both of Amy and Ron, and as well as Bill and Dr. Jafari, which really, I think, set the
Yeah, Bill Gates, you know. Have you ever heard of a guy named Bill Gates?
stage for so many of the things that we are going to be dealing with over the coming years. Given, as you heard from the introduction, that I have been around for a while and have had the opportunity and the privilege and the pleasure of serving in 5 administrations, I thought I would bring that perspective to the topic today, is the issue of pandemic preparedness. And
Pandemic preparedness. Okay, let's stay on a moment here. Pandemic preparedness, okay? Preparedness. Isn't that what he just said? Yeah. Let's back up just a hair there.
that I have been around for a while and have had the opportunity and the privilege and the pleasure of serving in 5 administrations. I thought I would bring that perspective to the topic today, is the issue of pandemic preparedness. And
Okay, that's the issue of epidemic preparedness. Well, preparedness would mean preparing to do something, setting up an event. Okay, a wedding event. You might prepare for that wedding event by getting all of the arrangements in order, from your catering service to the wedding gown to the after the wedding to inviting people and getting the invitations wrote up and counting heads for the food. And, yeah, preparedness. And this is a pandemic preparedness that he's talking about. So we're going to be prepared. We're going to get ready. We're going to set things up to have a pandemic.
And if there's one message that I want to leave with you today, based on my experience, and you'll see that in a moment, is that there is no question that there will be a challenge to the coming administration in the arena of infectious diseases, both chronic infectious diseases in the sense of already ongoing disease, and we have certainly a large burden of that, but also there will be a surprise outbreak. And I hope by the end of my relatively short...
There will be a surprise outbreak. Did you pay attention to his words? He's talking about the upcoming administration, which is Donald Trump, before he was officially in office. He told you that we got to prepare. We're getting ready. We're setting up. We're prepared. And then he literally told you that Trump's administration was going to be dealing with all the normal stuff we always have, and a surprise one. That's right. And he told you this before Trump was in office. He told you a few days before Trump come in. No lie. That's when he said this. But nobody seems interested in investigating that. No. Everybody wants to turn their head to that. So when I told you there was an exercise, a rehearsal that took place from January to August, it's no lie, it's fact. It happened. And then we took that exercise and we took it live on TV. And we told the world it was real. That's right, when it was never real. Well, how could they do that? Because they wrote that into law. They're allowed to do that, as long as no one dies. Literally, it was wrote into law, and they're allowed to do this as long as nobody dies. You say, yeah, but people are dying. No, birth certificates are being changed from people dying of other things. Elderly people that was already had heart disease, had lung disease, kidney disease. Yeah. People dying of the causes people die from every year. We're just changing death certificates, which is a felony, by the way. It's a federal offense, by the way. Well, but not to these guys. This guy's above the law. The laws don't apply to him. Oh, and by the way, we won't investigate how he knew this before time, will we? No, we wouldn't find out the truth because, after all, the truth hurts us in our anals, right? It's much easier to believe the lie and panic, isn't it? Yeah. And don't worry, I know you're ignoring this part because this part just scares the bejeebus out of you, right? Yeah. Anyhow, that's about what I had to say. And I'm not going to say any more here other than they're bringing in NWO. I don't know how far we're going to go this time. Oh, but by 2030, don't worry, we'll be here. We'll be full-blown NWO. We sure will be. Because they're going to amp this up, they're going to step this up, and they're going to take more rights away from you. The role model is China. That's what they want worldwide. They do want a cashless society. That is part of the agenda. I'm not saying they're going to bring you cashless this time at all. I'm showing you what I'm seeing. Okay, that's all I'm showing you. And I'm not going to put any wild predictions on how much is going to happen here. But I can guarantee you, we're going to lose rights. You're going to be conditioned to accept being locked down like you are now. You sure are. You're probably going to watch smaller businesses never reopen again and be gulped up by the corporate entity. That's right. So let's just wait it out, watch it play, and see what it brings us. And keep your eyes on the changes, and keep your eyes on the rights you used to have. Yep, used to have. Because them are all things I guarantee you coming your way. And I think World War III is coming our way too. And I'm not going to say how that's going to be played out neither. Not with that big 5G issue going on. No, I'm not going to say how that'll be played out neither. Because that's a weapon within itself. So let's wait it out, watch and see. Some very bad, scary times are ahead of us. All because of people turning their backs to truth. What can I say? Later.